Hello out there and welcome to the Holy Hour Podcast, the All Cure Podcast, and we are in the thick of it. This is night 3 of the Cure at MSG, New York City. We're covering it all. I'm Gavin. Thanks for joining us again. And you may be thinking right off the bat here, why are you playing like cockatoos when they played that at night 2? And you already covered night 2, Gavin. Yep, don't worry, I'm not losing it. In fact, we're kicking off this episode with a testimonial contribution from our dear friend Matt, who has been a long-time supporter of the show. We always love hearing his thoughts on anything Cure-related, but it turned out he was at night 2 as well. So he has a quick synopsis that he would like to share. So we're having a little mini flashback, but only one night. Let's talk about night 2 again real quick before we move on to the finale of New York City, Madison Square Garden, night 3. Let's hand it off to Matt and get down to business.
Hey, Gavin and Holy Hour friends. I wanted to give a quick review and recap of night 2 of the Cure at Madison Square Garden. It was an incredible show. The last time I saw these guys were 2016, also at MSG. And I remember thinking after the show that, they sounded great, they played great. We got, at the time, 2 new songs, which were Step Into the Light and It Can Never Be the Same. And I remember walking away feeling really happy and kind of thinking, I don't know if I said this out loud or just kind of put it out there into the ether that, this probably will be the last time I'm ever going to see them live again. Just because they're getting up there in age. By that point, there wasn't really talk of a new album. And it seemed like, I don't know, since the 4 tour, they were kind of spinning their wheels with getting Roger back, adding Reeves, but nothing really to show for it except for a lot of live shows and re-releases, which is totally fine. They've earned that. They got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Their legacy speaks for itself. I don't think we really need to debate that, but I do kind of feel like there was some kind of, in my own head at least, finality with it where I was like, all right, cool. That was it. So 7 years later, and now these guys being in their 60s, you could just imagine my surprise at how amazing they were and how much better they sounded than 2016 to me. It sounded like they really had a fire in their belly. And I'll go back to this, but especially on the new songs, you could really just feel it, just how they were jiving with each other. And Robert has not lost a step. I think he actually sounded better. But really taking these songs separate from, your usual hits and your deep cuts, it makes me really want the album even more now. I think it's almost underrated and not enough people are talking about it. I only heard a few songs from the European tour in 2022. And if you played them for me prior to yesterday, I think I could only really name you Alone and End Song. The other ones didn't leave, especially at the time, much of an impression. And my thought was, okay, well, we'll get studio versions of them soon enough, or I'll see them live eventually, something like that. But to really be in the context of seeing them perform this is really something else. I would say it was almost Disintegration level, and I'm not exaggerating one bit when I say that. Alone, I think we all know what it is by now. It's a solid song, and like I said, I think they have that atmosphere back that was missing on a lot of things post-Disintegration, where now there's not only just the composition, kind of like the layering and the soundscapes, but now there's actual conviction with Robert's performance, and the lyrics seem to be back. I really liked A Fragile Thing, and seriously, prior to yesterday, my only interaction with it, I think, was just a YouTube video from a year ago, and I think I just wrote it off. But now hearing it and seeing it performed and seeing how emotional Robert got and how Simon's in on it too, and Reeves, and they're all kind of playing off each other. And don't get me wrong, they're doing that with the older material as well. But there was something about the new songs that they really seem so strongly invested in. And I don't know, there's just something in the air that I felt it. And I felt like these songs are very soon going to be elevated to classic status this early. I really do feel that, and I want to see the new album even more now. I think before I was kind of whatever, if it comes out cool, but now I need this thing, and I think we're all going to be in for a treat when it comes out. Other than that, I mean, really, I can't even nitpick. I'm trying to even think of a single thing to say, but it was just incredibly good. If there's anyone out there, and I know there's only a few dates left that are on the fence, go see them. You really got to go see them. I cannot believe they're this good in 2023. If you saw them in 2016 and you thought it was good, maybe good, not great, maybe B+, A-, this is such a better, I don't know if it was just the night, but yeah, they are firing on all cylinders. So I'm eagerly anticipating the rest of the dates and the tour reports and seeing if some new songs get subbed in here or there. Maybe even another new song from the unreleased album would be cool. So with that, just glad to have this band in my life. Glad we're all the best fans ever, because we are. And all last night too, that's the last thing I'll end with. The crowd was awesome. All ages, all walks of life. To my left, it was a family, and I'd say their youngest kid looked to be about like 11, 12. And then on my right-hand side, it was an older couple, and they were clearly, I don't know, maybe like late 50s or something like that. But everyone was into it. And thanks so much again for the show. Can't wait to see what happens at the end of this tour, and I hope we get the new album soon. See you, everybody.
There's nothing you can do to change the end.
All right. Again, thank you so much, Matt. Always a pleasure to hear from you, and so many great points in there that I couldn't agree with you more on. What a truly magical experience it was at Madison Square Garden. Who would have thought? In the back of my head, I feared that it would be a big kind of soulless arena, and it was just packed full of passionate Cure fans, and couldn't have been a better environment. So let's see, how do you top that? How on earth could you top that with night 3? This is an interesting one. It ended up just being Chaz and I. We'll tell you the full scoop as it unpacked, but we ended up recording it in the car. But for most of it, we were sitting still, so you don't get that annoying car noise. But apologies if the quality's a little rough on this one, but we had to just dive right into it after the show. So let's cut to the action. Chaz and I in his car, coming home from night 3 at Madison Square Garden. Here we are, good people. Night 3 of The Cure in the Big Apple.
Yeah.
MSG. And Chaz and I are not on a train tonight. We are, in fact, trying to get into the Lincoln Tunnel.
Yeah, through the forest of twirly gumdrops. And
it's not moving so fast.
No.
So we said, we got... we're projected to get home to Chaz's place at 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
34 a.m. and
a couple minutes ago it said 2:15.
Yeah, so it's not looking good. So we figured, what better way to take our mind off this than get to work, and we're gonna recap the
got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. We're probably gonna fucking talk about this anyway, so we might as well hit record. So sorry about the rougher quality, but hopefully we'll compensate with passion, because we're fresh out of the oven for this. And what a different and amazing night 3 was. Very strange. Being in a different spot was cool, and we were in the 200 sections on the side looking down, but cool spot. It didn't feel further back. The sound was still great on the side, so anybody looking for tickets still on these last remaining shows, fucking do it, I think.
Maybe not so much behind the stage, but
that very last behind the stage run that's always available.
Yeah, that's
still a little up in the air, but even that has its own set of speakers that are shooting out over there that I didn't realize were there until tonight. So they're probably hearing it pretty good. You're just kind of looking at the back of everybody's heads. So Depends if you're into that kind of thing or not. But
Yeah.
as far as let's see, let's backtrack to the full evening. We
Drove in,
which was cool. We took that in and got to chit chat and hang out, and that was fun. And then we were like, all right, we found street parking. We weren't sure if we were gonna have to do some overnight.
that was the crazy thing, because like we sort of accidentally ended up like a block from Madison Square Garden, and
Paid
just saw
$7.
street parking. Magically, I parked. It was $7 for
The last hour of
hour and a half.
meterage, and
Only had to go till 7, and then we were good for the rest of the night.
really
So,
cool.
yeah,
So good
save
job,
money.
Chaz, man. Yeah, I mean, now we have the privilege of sitting in this traffic, but you know,
Yeah, it
we're
is.
we're all getting this fine man back home, and that's the important thing.
Yeah,
So-
we got plenty of gas. We got drinks. We're good to go.
Yeah, bag thing of peanuts and some water. So then we're like, well, shit, we're here. We should eat. But then we forgot to do that. we went straight to the meetup again. So it was very cool.
Which I'm glad we did.
Meetup part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little hesitant because it went so nice last night. I'm the kind of person that always cashes out while you're ahead. And I was like, well, we're good. We didn't offend anyone, I
Yeah.
don't think. And it turned out great again. We went in and right off the bat, we met Alexander.
Yeah.
And
His friend.
and
Yeah.
and that was amazing because we didn't see Alexander last time.
Yeah,
And
I looked for him last night. He said he was going to be outside handing out prints and hanging out with people.
Yeah.
Didn't see him, which bummed me out. And then, because he's been somebody I've been trying to meet up and talk to for the longest time.
Yeah.
Because we're relatively close, a couple hours apart, but just
Yeah.
hasn't really worked out.
You guys have collaborated on T-shirts.
Yep. Great guy.
Amazing artist.
Yeah, absolutely amazing artist. But like we saw him and talked, and he gave us some prints that he did exclusively for the show.
Man.
That are beautiful. I feel very honored that we have them.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cool. Henson's gonna flip out. I got
Yeah.
a cool cat one that has some cool cat silhouette on it. And,
Yeah. And then we saw Aaron from England.
Yeah, that was cool because Aaron we've had on segments before, like kind of just snippets here and there, but have never officially crossed paths, I don't think. So that was very cool to talk with him and hear of his travels and all that. It was very cool. And of course, Andy was there again.
Yep. We talked to him a bunch and pulled him out of a restaurant while he was eating at
Yeah,
one
a couple
point
times. Yeah, definitely.
to find out if he got tickets for tonight.
Yeah, so him and his girl there, we're very grateful that we keep stealing him. And
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt your meal, but yeah, so that was very cool. And of course, always a fun, lovely conversation with Andy and Craig. We got to meet up with Craig from the
Yeah.
Patreon, longtime supporter of the show. It was awesome. And Ernesto, his friend, was there too, so that was very cool. And we got to reminisce of shows in Northern Virginia and the Maryland area, and didn't realize I had so much crossover there. And I always knew that Craig would be an amazing dude, but it's so nice to confirm it in person.
Yeah.
So hope to cross paths again in Merriweather. But so that was cool. We met Chantal.
Chantel, yeah.
And she was awesome. Longtime Cure fan.
86.
Yeah, since like 85, 86, I
Yeah.
think was. So we got her card and hoping to get her origin tale because she had a lot of cool stories you could tell from back in the day and had been seeing them pretty consistently all the way through.
A fucking staff writer for the mayor of New York. And I'm like, I work at Trader Joe's.
Casual, yeah. It's like, oh, part-time substitute teacher. Nice to meet you. So that'll be fun to get the background on all that. And so yeah, the meetup was awesome. And Antonio was dearly missed. Unfortunately, like we said, he was going to be working tonight, so we tried to represent in his honor too. So that was cool. And then we walked on down to the stadium.
Yep.
Got in the line for the merch because Chaz needed that third poster.
Hell yeah.
We all need that third poster in
Yeah.
some form or another. I hope to get a card of it still. So
Yeah.
I'm throwing all my eggs in that basket, but Chaz is gonna have to like clear a whole wall of his house, I think.
You're sleeping in the new office tonight.
Okay, I'll scope it out.
It's a little makeshift right now, but I have some Cure stuff up on the wall, but I think it's all going to go in there once it's finally
Okay.
all framed and
As I lay there in pain from my back, I'll try to do interior design
there
ideas
you go.
for
Yeah,
you.
please. After we went to get all the kids shit out.
Yeah, so, and then the merch line, we met Ren. Who
Yeah,
was a
Ren
young
was
lady.
awesome.
It was cool, and so we're just making chit chat in the line, of course. So she seemed cool and ready to see the Cure. This was her first time seeing them in this batch. She had seen them on a bunch of other shows apparently, so she was psyched to finally get in on the MSG action of 2023.
Yeah, she's a long-time 17-second supporter.
Yeah, so that was cool.
That was really cool.
Yet another shout out. This dude's like fucking hanging
really
out
awesome.
with Puff Daddy. I'm over here. And I was like, Mister, excuse me, are you a 17 seconds? I was like,
yeah, it was really
like,
nice.
This guy. Yep. So that's very cool.
It was so cool seeing everyone, and I can't wait for Philadelphia and in Maryland to see all these people and meet up with them.
This guy's in the middle of the road. Maybe that's been the holdup the whole time.
Maybe
that's not a good spot to park your wheelchair, fella. Sorry. We're like, oh, and then we start moving real fast.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we made it to our seats. Twilight Sad we got to see again. We didn't even mention Twilight Sad in the last one. We saw them the first night and really absorbed it well. We got there a little late for the Floors one, so unfortunately we didn't get to see them from the floor because I kind of even thought that might be a little awkward trying to find our seats in the middle of their set. But also, maybe I'm old fashioned.
Yeah, we're gonna be their whole set for in Merriweather. So
yeah, we'll get there, and they sounded great though from this one and on the first one, which we didn't get to officially praise, but just a huge difference I felt like, because this is the first time seeing them in an arena with lights, and I think it's 10 times better than I'd only seen them in like daytime pavilion kind of scenarios, which was great still, but I think it really punches a lot heavier, and they just really sound better with the flashing lights and the darkness. And the,
Well, I saw them at MSG in 2016, and they sounded all right, but I mean
you feel like it's been a huge improvement?
Yeah, I think they sound a lot better now.
Cool. All right.
Whatever they've done, I
wasn't sure if their drummer was I don't think he was with them in 2016. I think shortly after, but I might be wrong on that. But it's Frightened Rabbit's drummer, and he's with them now, and he was fucking thumping. It sounded great, so I was really blown away. It sounded great, and pleasurable introduction to the show as people filed in, and these seats up there, I guess like we said, it's strange. The sound was good, a little disconnected would be the only like downside I feel like right off the top, was that I think it's easier, like we lucked out because nobody was like chatting and being stupid around us, but I could see how it would happen a little more because everyone's a little more like they're watching shit on TV and just like, and it's hard to even get pissy at somebody because you are so kind of disconnected. So if somebody's like, check this out, or like looking at their phone a little too much or taking too much shit, it's like, but everyone was really respectful and cool where we were, in front of us anyway, and I thought that was good. Everyone stayed seated for the most part, but that's kind of a...
There was some ticket like stuff during the first like 2 or 3 songs in front of us.
That was a little weird, because it was like right when they fucking started for Alone, and somebody was just like, what, is this my aisle? You're kind of like, how could this be that hard to figure out? But
well, nobody was up there directing traffic of like where do people to go, and then all of a sudden like there was issues with it. But surprise,
but it was almost synced perfectly because they're all like just people like, well, I don't know, what's your ticket, what's this, and then right as they sorted it out, Robert started singing. Like, so it was like perfect timing, but we're a little like, not the really epic intro that we were hoping for, as far as like, sitting there and feeling all caught up in the moment for sure. So that was a little weird, but once that kind of settled, everybody was cool. Like we said, a lot of them, it was more like stay seated during the chill songs.
Yeah.
Get up if you feel the Lord's
feel the Lord moving. Yeah. Yeah.
So, which
didn't feel as much moving during the first couple of tracks.
Which definitely made me antsy at first because I'm a stand up through the whole thing kind of dude. But at the same time, it's like I get it. I'm not really like supporting the band at that angle by standing, so it's more, whatever. But and I didn't want to stand up and if I couldn't. Like, the Lord was possessing me constantly, so I didn't want it to turn into like Catholic church where I was standing up and sitting down constantly. So I was trying to pick and choose my moments, but yeah, it was kind of neat just to embrace it like that because we had done the other nights. So. And then, I guess, just diving into the fucking set list, talk about complimenting again. That was, like, our main thing. Where, like, night 2, really, even though they weren't, like, specifically songs that we would want over other ones, if you combined it with night 1, it was fucking perfect. Because it's, like we were just saying, it's like Cockatoos is rad, but I don't want to see it, like, 3 nights in a row, necessarily. But it was, like, you would just see those that one night. Even Fascination Street. It was fucking awesome, but you probably would like it. But, and I have nothing against Fascination Street, but it's cool that they're shuffling stuff. And on this one, we got some great shuffles in. I'm going to try to flip up to refresh my memory on the set list even. But,
I got mine right here.
Let's see.
Here we go.
Okay. Chaz got it, so I think it's still recording.
We've got,
let me check that out. So, not a lot, but a lot of good shuffling of the order. So, like we said, it kicked off like the fairly standard Alone, Pitches You, Fragile Thing, Night Like This, Love Song, Nothing Is Forever, which looked great with the phones from higher up. That was really beautiful.
I'm a convert now.
Yeah.
After hearing it up there, and I don't know, the sound's completely different from there to the floor. And then even in the back, I felt like it sounds so much better than the other 2 spots. So I think if you're going for sound, I
don't know what it is either, but I've been notorious for that with past podcast episodes where if we kind of bash on something and say, then like immediately as soon as I'm done with recording that episode, I'm like, that sounds fucking cool.
It did. Like,
maybe it's underdog syndrome or something.
Maybe, I don't know.
But it sounded great tonight. I was like, that sounds really beautiful. And
Simon's bass still fucking rules in that song.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It seemed like it all came together tonight for me anyway.
Me too.
Yeah, definitely into it now.
Before we even discussed that, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, that sounded really fucking good tonight. That was the best one, and the phones looked great, and just maybe I got caught up in the moment or something. But so that was 6, and then 7 was Want, which we did hear last night, but it was kind of cool to like.
It was in the back.
Yeah, it was like in the encore, so that was cool to see it like thrown forward. And I'm like, oh, that's a little weird. So let's see where it goes from there. And then Chaz got his wish come true. He got to hear a little Hungry Ghost.
Why?
Simon loves that song. It's Simon. It's the one. So, I'm sure they
love another song, Simon.
But something's got to represent 413.
I guess, but there's other songs.
Can't play Underneath the Stars or anything.
Yes, you can.
But the only one that still hasn't been technically represented.
Sadly,
self-titled album.
Man.
Reaching.
I'm lost.
So even End of the World, that would have been all right. Sprinkling at some point, but I'm just gonna leave that on the table. You guys take that however you want. But Hungry Ghost is in there, so that's cool. And even then, I was like, whatever. It's a pretty painless song, really.
And it went off pretty well with the lineup they have now.
Yeah.
So I didn't hate it.
Went into Push, which was cool. Sounded good. No weirdness, I thought this time. So I don't know what
crowd got up.
Yeah, we all got up for that one. I think
that was the first one where everyone kind of went nuts.
And then instead of going like into Play for Today or anything like that, we got our first little surprise, but in a weird way, where they put In Between Days in the main set, which they still had done a few shows back, but then it was followed by Just Like Heaven. I was like, whoa.
And as soon as that happened, we were both kind of like,
what?
Something's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Because we didn't mention they came out 10 minutes early.
Yeah, a little bit early.
Yeah, they came out at 9:05, started at 9:05 instead of 9:15.
Which I'll have to double check if they said 9 or 9:15. I thought I was like 9:15 because it was like an hour back from the 8:15, but maybe it was supposed to be 9.
I checked on the set list thing, and
It did say-
but all the other nights were 9:15.
Okay, so yeah, they did come out a little early, so keep that in notes. A little foreshadowing. So that was cool. And we were like, well, what the fuck? If they're pulling those two up, that must mean, initially I was just like, okay, we're definitely getting the 10:15 and Killing an Arab ending then. That just was like my natural reasoning. So we'll pause there on that thought. So that was rad though. And then they went into Last Day of Summer as a good alternate one. I was wishing
you went out and went pee.
Okay, it's true, I did. But it was
Be
such
real.
Be honest. I know, I love this fucking song through and through, but I figured...
The Bloodflowers episode, you did not shut up about that song.
I know, I love it.
Best
but
song.
I really had to fucking pick. And I knew, I've talked about this a million times in my bladder, but I knew that, like, given the list of what was coming, that was probably the moment. So, and it was hard right after Just Like Heaven and In Between Days. So, I mean, I was just kind of like, fuck, all right, well, this is the down moment. Let's pop out. And I was back before the end of the song.
You were
real fast. So, but on that note, I've been a real big supporter of the pop encore and thought it was great that they crank them all out in the end. But I was surprised, even though I didn't really feel any like down momentum or anything in this set. But by putting In Between Days and Just Like Heaven back into the main set, it was like all fucking adrenaline shot into the whole
really
arena. I was like, oh wow, yeah, this was kind of like an old Cure show where there's like that slow dip down a little bit of emotion. Then you're like, fuck yeah, these pop songs, and then they could go into like Last Day of Summer and stuff, and it didn't really feel like a mega dip again. And then Burn came up right after that, which is always gets everybody pumped up, which was a lot later than it had been. Like, it's at 13 at this point.
I kind of wish they would have put Burn after that, because everybody sat down after Last Day of Summer.
They should have probably.
Kind of took the life out of it.
Yeah. So, again, maybe they could have. And then Forest there, which,
ruled.
Yeah, sounded great again.
I said the first night might have been my first time not first time, my favorite time ever hearing that song.
Mm-hmm. This one took it.
This might have taken it. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna put it up to the sound.
Maybe if they play it a few more times, it'll be perfect.
Maybe. Yeah, they a couple more.
They've been working on getting this song perfect over the years, but it's getting there. It'll be almost there, I think. But yeah, it did sound really good, and good merging.
Yeah, that was good.
Good job. It's,
fucking dick.
So yeah, Forest was there. Edge of Deep Green Sea again for the third night. I feel like that one's just fucking slaying and sounding really good.
So good.
Because like I might have said in the other one, that one's been a few that are a little hard to. Sometimes it can sound a little thin or a little unbalanced or something, but this is fucking great. I thought it sounded perfect. And then into end song like they had been doing. Oh, just with the idea of the pop encore maybe, or just throwing some of the pop songs back in. It just hit me in the middle of the show of like why I fucking love this band so much too, because I love how everyone jumps up during those like mega pop songs. But this fucking band could play a 3-hour long
with all the
set where everyone's doing that the entire show, And it's like if they wanted to like just fucking blow everyone's mind for 3 hours, they really could fucking do it with their catalog. But like it just shows how cool they are that they're like, no, we would rather pour some like pure fucking emotion on you for 2 hours and then just sprinkle in the pop joy, because there's so many bands. Every other band would be like, fuck that, let's go for the instant gratification pop jams, And I don't know.
I think they know they're like true
hopefully
wants kind of all of that all together and not just the greatest hits. They don't want a festival set list.
But it's just so weird that it wouldn't even be a shorter set necessarily. Like you could still play fucking 2.5 hours with all your pop singles. But just aside, I love these guys. But yep. So no, they weren't going soft on the encore one either. We got "I Can Never Say Goodbye," of course, kicking it off. Shake Dog Shake.
I love that song.
Oh
like,
yeah.
The more
Going
I
back
hear
to-
the song,
Yeah, that one's beautiful.
I'm just End Song 2.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those I posted on my my personal Instagram, those two songs, just because they're brand new and the lyrics are so I'm wandering in the dark, wondering how I got so old.
Yeah.
It's oh my god.
Yeah.
And then the other one was something wicked this way comes in the something night, and then something wicked this way comes to take my brother's life. And it's just oh my god.
Yeah, it's so good. And yeah, they just get better with every listen. I feel like End Song in particular was kind of the sleeper hit. I'm loving that one more and more. And I love that it's we probably said this earlier, but the classic Cure combo of not the beat and this, but then I love that lead part, that three fucking notes, and that's just hits you right in the gut. It's so Disintegration, I haven't heard that from the Cure in so long, of that they could take a fucking simple 3 descending note kind of thing and make it fit into a song perfectly, it's just
it really feels like all the new songs are really heavy on music and not as heavy on lyrical content.
Yeah.
Even though the lyrics are fucking great, but they seem like they all have long intros.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to get to the singing, but it's fucking brilliant.
Or that kind of closed down syndrome where it's just a short one verse, and you don't need to repeat it a billion fucking times, and it's just the last line.
I can't wait to hear this on
this
recorded, but I'm also concerned. I mean, there's also concern of how it comes off.
Yeah, it actually puts a whole new level of pressure on it now, because we have heard these live versions so well. If it's kind of going back, it made me think of those early days of hearing Letter to Elise and Wendy Time even and shit, where it was before it came out, and that pressure of oh man, don't fuck it up, these songs are great. Not that they would, but at the same time, you could do a lot with production that doesn't quite nail it, but I think
I think my concern was on that the one about his brother, that he screams part of it, which never comes. I don't know how other fans feel, but I hate when he does that. And that's the only concern I have, is that he's going to go into that. But,
I don't think he would at this point if he isn't doing it live,
hopefully not.
Over the ton of time they've had to fix it. You think that, because they haven't varied it live much, I could see if it started out that way live and then it morphed, but I haven't been this excited for a new album from any band, just not The Cure, but just any band. I mean, maybe Soft Kill's new album, but any band in a long time. Well, it makes you definitely water at the mouth a bit more, knowing that you love 5 songs on a 10-song album already. So it's I already love it, so fucking let's hear it, man.
Do the rest, baby.
We did it. We made it to the tunnel. Woo! All right.
Let's keep going.
Somehow the time still went up more, but we're going to make up some lost time now. Chaz is cutting loose. This might be the last you hear of us. But cool. All right. So after where were we at? The encore. Then Shake Dog Shake, which was sprinkled in there. So that sounded solid all 3 nights. Then we got the plain song Disintegration combo again, but with. And I guess let's talk about that. For some fucking reason, I kept my shit together again during Pictures of You. Was feeling nice, but not over. The plain song got me this time. I don't know why. I was just
God damn,
he started singing it, and I started thinking about getting the tape when I was a kid and stupid shit. I was like, don't stop, Gavin, don't do this. I was like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
I was thinking of my wife.
I was like, what the fuck? I don't think I'd ever really, I always loved plain song, but it never really made me full on tear up a little, but they got
Just
me.
Like Heaven got me tonight. I FaceTimed my wife during Just Like Heaven, It was the first time I was able to because they've been playing it so late in the set.
Yeah.
Like it's almost around midnight, and I don't want to wake her up. So like this time I finally did it. I got all teary-eyed while she was watching it, so it was nice.
Shit, sorry. I didn't know you were. I hope I wasn't like ruining it by
You were. It's all
right.
right. You were a little bit, but it's okay.
I kicked in my Jay Mascis voice, and I was like, "Show me how you do it."
Yeah.
You something.
Yeah.
But, well, sorry about that. I'll apologize to her tomorrow.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, that's sweet. That's very cool.
Yeah.
And Plain Song fucking killed again. Prayers for Rain this time though, so we got the little trio.
Man. Kicking the balls, man.
Yeah.
This is just like...
We might have an upcoming trios episode is on the slate for post-tour talk. So this might be a cool variation because there's already a very prominent Disintegration trio that we will definitely talk about. But as far as Cure trios, so we got Prayers for Rain, which sounded great. He held out that crazy long note, which always sounds awesome. Henson's been learning that riff, so that was a nice little sentimental. The dong,
got a little frog in my throat.
Hey.
He was doing that long note.
Into Disintegration. So Disintegration, no fuck up really of the words, maybe a little marble jumbles here and there, but he kept the phrasings together.
Yep.
Hit all the high parts, maybe more high parts this time. I felt like he was really accented the parts that needed to be accented better than he had the other night. I think it is probably a song that he should do like every third night because I feel like he stored up like energy points and something, you know, and
he does a really good job of like containing himself until he gets to like he's not going full out in the beginning of the song and he's waiting until midway through.
And you can't do it like the recording, like once it goes spazzy he can't stay there, but he picks the right words now when he's on to like really fucking kick it up the octave there and then bump it back down when it doesn't matter as much. And I felt like he nailed it.
Yeah, I wish they played that every night. It's a shame that not everybody gets to see it.
Yeah, it's been pretty regular though. You'll probably get it again in Philly.
I hope so.
So we'll see.
Love to watch it with Jonas.
Yeah.
Son.
Encore 2, Pop Encore. This is where we're starting like, well, what has all this weirdness been building up to? Let's see. He even commented something. He's like, prepare yourself, things are going to get crazy or something.
Yeah.
We're like, what? And then he's like, but not yet. This is Lullaby. We're like, what?
Yeah.
Fucking Lullaby. It's the first song he played every night. So he played Lullaby. The Walk again sounded rocking and cool.
I really did not like that song for the longest time. Didn't like it, but I'm just like, this is too different. It's okay. I fucking love that song now.
Yeah, it's working.
I think the 6-piece brings out like so much
something more
pizzazz.
Yeah, it just seemed to have a new little life blast into it. For some reason, it just kind of always sounded like not flat, but just it is what it is kind of thing for so long. And
so
I
much
agree.
Stronger.
Just a good, fun pop one. Friday I'm in Love sounded great again. That one always I love the backdrops, the little crazy hearts bouncing around, and say what you will about Friday I'm in Love. I thought
great fucking song live. I don't care which not my favorite song to listen to driving down the radio, but you put it on live. Ask Gavin. I almost knocked him over. I almost fell over at one point.
It was fun.
Moving, baby.
We're all cutting loose up there on the high levels. You fall off that balcony.
I'm gonna hurt some people.
Close to Me sounded great again too.
Absolutely.
Instead of rotating sides on this one, he stayed completely on stage right for all of Close to Me.
And what was really cool is that he went back to the people in the back area and sang to them for part of the song.
So it was cool. He was really working the stage.
So even if you did get those seats behind, he didn't forget about you. So that was awesome.
I knew as soon as we sat down, I was like, Why Can't I Be is going to be our jam. That's going to be. And he did alternate it. He came over for Why Can't I Be You on our side. He did the whole song pretty much from our side of the stage, and that was cool as well. And and that's kind of like what you're saying with The Walk, where normally I've been on the record of not being the biggest Why Can't I Be You fan,
Yeah,
but when they play it
me
live, it fucking works. I love it. It's fun. It's, you know, it works.
The crowd makes it so much more enjoyable.
Yeah. Oh, going back to Close to Me, Roger did do the little trumpet for like one section
he did.
again.
He did. Yeah.
Just one. It's really cool. And that's also the one where Jason hits the cymbals real wackadoo on the ending part, not push. I said in the last episode.
Okay.
But, so that was that one where he goes like a little where he like really kind of rocked it out for the last like maybe 4 bars or something. But yeah, those two are always fun and got everybody going. We stood up through the whole encore. Of course, everybody was up for good at that point. Boys Don't Cry. I need to go back and look at this to see if it's a clue. He played it on the electric tonight, which was the first time.
He
I don't
did,
know.
'cause I didn't think they were going to go into that.
I
said, "What's next?"
And he picked up the electric. I'm like, shit, he's not doing Boys Don't Cry yet. And they played Boys Don't Cry. So I wonder if every time they've done 10-15 and shit, has he picked up the electric and played Boys Don't. It sounds better on the electric, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of like it. Normally I'm a big acoustic dude, but I kind of think it gives it a little more like the old edge.
Yeah.
Versus like acoustic version, you know. And
I should have made a note of the other night. Reeves was playing an acoustic at one point.
Yeah.
But I forget what song it was during.
I think it's like Lullaby he uses.
Was it?
It's a weird where he gets like a classical kind of guitar out or something. But yeah.
Didn't see that in 2016.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
he
pretty
has.
cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to fact check all that shit. But,
right.
But he, yeah. he definitely had it for someone there. So Boys Don't Cry sounded great, but it was still early. We're like, what's to come now? I was expecting 10-15 or Killing an Air, but that's where the big wackadoo surprise came in. And it was jumping someone else's train with a tour debut.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
With the background behind it, with the if you guys...
The old video?
Yeah, if you went to the 2000... did they do that in 2016?
They put it on, apparently, according to setlist.fm, the last time they played it was 2019 at the festivals, one of the festivals. I don't remember.
So if you've seen them in the past couple of years, they have like a train background, which is really rad. So they had that going.
It's the old video, yeah. So that's cool. And then it segued perfectly into another tour debut with Grinding Halt. It's been the first time they played that.
Yeah, that was awesome.
So that was rad as well to get that combo. And Grinding Halt's just one of my kind of personal favorites. So that's great that they worked that in and kept the rockin' going. And then they added on the 10-15 and Killing an Air or Killing Another finale. So cool. I think those two tour debuts, though, take it up to 54. I don't have the official number in front of me, but I think it's 54 or 55 songs they've played total on this tour now, which is awesome considering it's not even over yet. But I'd kind of figured at this point they weren't going to add any new ones to the mix, and which would be totally fine because that's a lot of songs. But pretty cool. And we still got 2 more. And those other ones.
Yeah.
10-15, I thought sounded great. It was cool hearing Reeves play an old solo the way that we were kind of blown away by Three Imaginary Boys.
Yeah.
Where he kept it the same but put a little stink on the ball,
yeah, he really
as they
did.
say.
and then Roger on... What was it?
Jumping someone else's train?
Yeah. Having him in that...
Excuse me.
Out of on it just adds like another.
Yeah, that sounded really good.
Yeah.
Just a good.
Oh shit!
Big ass
We almost got killed.
Woo! Why is everyone trying to kill us? We're all right though.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're alive.
Good on Roger.
It's hearing those songs with a 6-piece is just I don't know. I think it's awesome, but that was so rad hearing all those songs all in a row. They went punky to end it, and
Speaking of Roger too, we didn't address in the last episode, but he did it on at least this night 2. I don't know if I didn't catch it on night 1 of the new Hype Man version of Roger. which somebody had commented, I think it was Eric in the Montreal ones, where not only was Roger smiling and seemed like in a good mood, but he was also coming out there and telling people to clap during a forest, getting everybody to get up and get off. He's like coming out and waving his arms up like, get up. Get the fuck up! Get the fuck up and dance! But in a very happy way.
Yeah.
As happy as Roger's gonna get for you. And, so yeah, that's kind of cool. He definitely did that tonight too, and got everybody out there and
10 out of 10.
Clapping. And and 10:15 sounded good again. They don't always do the part where Simon plays the bam 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 bam, like a little bass solo, you know. But they ended it with that almost. That was rad. He cranked it out, and it sounded way cooler when Simon does it because it wasn't all slap bass. It was just this nasty, awesome bass that we all love. So very cool. And then, of course, it was definitely killing another. I could hear it a little better.
Oh, you could? I could. I think I was singing too loud. I couldn't.
Yeah,
couldn't
like
even hear
all the
it.
recordings of the other ones, it still sounded like Arab, even though they said another on the thing. But I think I caught it a few times. He was definitely saying another.
Okay.
Which, cool.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You don't want security guards going like, what the fuck?
At this point, you just gotta do what you gotta do. But so yeah, perfect ending. I love hearing that. I still think that is a great closer. So fucking nice little stroll back down memory lane for Robert, I'm sure. So that's always very cool. And that was just a hell of a night, and awesome. Just part 3, I think. I was like, I don't know if I just went to one of them, which one would be the best. I mean, it was like the weird combo of where we were and the set list and just the mood.
If I had to pick one, I probably would have picked tonight.
Yeah, set list or just the whole experience?
You got 2 extra songs, which I mean, you can't really discount that. They played 5 of my favorite songs off Disintegration.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think, like Charlotte Sometimes was really worth it on night 2. I would have to pick Tonight. Would probably be the best one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tough call.
The 2 songs add to the price of. I mean, and they weren't shitty songs too. They were songs that everyone liked. So
I think everybody by throwing Grinding Halt or jumping someone else's train in there.
But
that was kind of better than 10:15 and Killing an Arab for me. I love seeing those. They're really kind of cool.
But then they throwing Just Like Heaven earlier. Like
I feel like that did kind of give an energy boost that wasn't there maybe on the second night for sure. I felt like it kind of just got a little overly heavy by the end. It was like I was totally willing to absorb it and get into Cure Land with it, but at the same time, as far as the fun factor, it kind of brought it up again, and I was like, oh shit. So that was cool. I don't know, but I love the first night too. Had 6 different ways and stuff in there, and and Play for Today is always fun. So
I'm really surprised that they didn't play for Today at all in the last couple nights.
Yeah, they just did it on the first, I think, and very strange which ones did kind of get shuffled out and stuff, and it can never be the same actually. Since it came back in a little late, it's been pretty consistent on all of them. But I guess when you're shuffling stuff though, for the variety factor of 3 nights, I think they did a really good job of that. Maybe even better than Hollywood, off the top of my head, about looking back on the set list. I felt like the Hollywood ones had like a couple shuffled out, but maybe not this many, as far as a variety combo. So I know the Montreal ones, they did really good of like complimenting them that way. So maybe they kind of stemmed on that and branched it. But it was funny because of the ones we still didn't get. I don't know if I should disclose possibilities
Go
to
ahead.
you. Okay. 1,000 Hours.
Yeah.
I didn't get it yet. I'm still fucking dying to hear this song, and they haven't gone into that one. Strange Day has usually been a one they're dropping with like 100 Years and stuff, so we didn't get that.
I need to hear that one.
So that would be rad.
You said cold?
Cold, yeah. Cold was really regular early on, and we haven't heard that in a little while now. So hopefully that means it's coming up in Philly. So
hopefully.
that would be cool.
That's coming up next.
And this dude's smart with his set list. He knows that a lot of people from New York would probably still go to Philly too. So I think
hopefully
maybe he's kind of thinking of that as a part 4 in a sense. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. So we have off tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we'll probably
get back to the house, get Chaz some family quality time. I'm gonna be the fifth wheel, just hanging around,
something like that.
Feel like you gonna finish those Cheerios, Braden?
I don't know. I got 2 dogs too.
Yeah, I guess
like
that's
the
part of the
7th wheel.
family. So it'll be awesome. Hopefully I don't drive anyone crazy, but
no. So this is the first time the Cure is playing Philadelphia in 15 years.
Wow, that's definitely worth noting.
It's 2008.
That's fucking bonkers. So 7 years back to 2016.
Yep.
And then fucking
2008.
2008 was the last time?
Yep.
That's crazy.
So for a major city, that's just weird. I mean,
what the hell happened? Did somebody throw something at him? You fucking bum! Get off the stage!
I don't know. Like that. Well, I think I think because Madison Square Garden sold out that first night so fast in 2019, or that they just cut, or 2016. They were just like, we're just gonna skip Philadelphia, and didn't they skip Boston?
Yeah, there's a couple weird things like that.
So yeah, hopefully they'll make it up to us.
Yeah. Sick.
That would be rad if they even did the same set list of tonight. I wouldn't be upset about it at all.
That's what I mean. That's why this tour's been so great. You can take the core of this and just kind of swap in a few of those. You're gonna have some hits and some minuses, but you know, it's like it's fucking pretty fucking solid all the way through. So look forward to it. That's why it is great to do this multiple thing. You know, you start to definitely lose your mind a bit. I could already see, we've only done fucking 3. You hear these stories of people, like I could see you start to get a little numb to it, you know, but at the same time
they change it up.
They do like well more than any other band or, you know, would expect anyone to do to keep that shit awesome and keep you on your toes, and that mystery factor. You can see it's like a crack hit. Everyone's like, all right, one more. One more. Let me get that feeling. And so it's pretty cool. But at the same time too, I never would want to get numb to pictures of you, which is, you know, crazy. You know, to think that you could just like eventually start to take something for granted, or, you know, just get to be like where it doesn't fucking kick you in the nuts the way it should, you know. But it hasn't happened yet, but I think, you know,
I've heard Friday I'm in Love 3 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And each night I'm more hyped about it than the night before. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know. That song is one that I don't really jam to too often.
Yeah.
And like there's something about hearing it live and seeing everybody and getting the energy that like that it's fucking
Do you
rad.
feel like, and I don't think it has anything to do with the performance of the set list, it's weird that like I feel like they keep going by faster each night. Like the first one seemed like crazy long, even though I was enjoying arguably the most out of that one, but like it seemed like way longer than like last night flew by, and tonight seemed to go really fucking fast.
I think part of it was just throwing those
pop ones early. That threw off the feel of like, okay, the heavy ones are coming. Yeah, because there is like this batch of like longer ones that definitely just, you know, I love them. Like one.
Yeah, well then you throw 39 in there.
39, yeah, it just gets long. Every song's kind of long, so pretty interesting.
I definitely dug it.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
So we're going to cut this one here since there's more on the horizon, but we'll make this its own standalone episodes, I guess, since it's 46 minutes and lots of rambling. So that's what you're here for, right? That's what you love about us.
And you hear Chaz driving. So
So hopefully that motor sound isn't driving you all crazy. Apologies, but It is what it is. So thank you for listening. That was night 3, and we'll come back with you soon with some Philly and Merriweather recap.
Yeah.
So stay tuned and stay safe out there if you're driving. Right?
Yeah, we get out of that tunnel, hopefully.
Get out of that tunnel. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you soon. And thanks to everybody that we met up with. You're all wonderful people, and feel real good about it all.
Yeah, love you all. It was great.
Yes, good Cure friends out there.
Yeah.
So go ahead and sleep tight and talk hard.
Stop.